Welcome back to the Cozy Cottage Homestead. Today is Wednesday, and we're going to be doing work around the homestead. What you're seeing here is where our barbed wire fence got damaged from the recent hurricane. This is a large oak tree that blew over. It's on the back side of our property, so it wasn't that big of a deal for us. This part of our property was where we just had walking trails. We've done Easter egg hunts in the past with the foster kids. But we wanted this oak tree so we could have more firewood. It was growed up right here in the fence line. This is some of the fence that we have staked out that we have to replace. A lot of our neighbors' trees blew over here on our side. And he graciously rented a bulldozer and did some property work on his property. And he also pushed that oak tree stump over there for us and pushed the oak tree off of the wood line and piled up some of the other debris. And of course their dogs are going to bark at me because I'm on the edge of my property and their property is right beside ours. They have 10 acres and we have 10 acres. We got out here yesterday and planted some azealias just to replace the hedge that was here. It was just a wild hedge. And then right here where I'm walking, between the little trees that we laid on the ground by the border of our property, we have a little trail that we walk through here or ride the four-wheeler through here. We have two lovely cypress trees right here. We were glad that they didn't get damaged in the storm. Alright, I had to pause if the dogs are all barking. But you could see, I'm not trying to get our neighbors. Where the tape is where our fence was down. And that's where the damage was. It's about 2 acres behind our house. We had a tornado come through here. We heard it. We were awake in the last hurricane that came through. We were very fortunate it didn't come across the backside of our houses. It went in front of our neighbor's house and behind our house and through the woods. A lot of trees down. Like I said, this was just a natural habitat for our animals, wildlife animals. And as you can tell, there's a lot of stuff down still. We'll usually have this cleaned up so we can walk through here. We used to hunt here before our neighbor built the house beside us. He always had the property. He used to lease it for his horses. And he moved over here about 3 years ago. He used to live down the road. Really good neighbor. If we ever need help with anything, he usually is right there to help us. We try to help each other out. So we're putting our barbed wire fence back up. He has horses and we don't. So I think he's going to go back and put up a fence on his side of some kind of horse wire or something like that, so his horses don't get hung up in our barbed wire, which is nice. It'll be right beside ours. We were going to let him just go ahead and tear our fence down too, but we decided not to because it's the landmark for our property. And we didn't want to lose a foot or so of our property. So we left our barbed wire fence up. And we don't have any animals over here anyway, so it doesn't matter to us. We have all of our property fenced in on the whole other lake north east side of our property. I guess this is the southwest side of our property. And this is the back corner of our property that I'm reaching. He's been doing a lot of work over there on his side. And this is the back corner. He's putting him a post down. This is our corner post. This is the back side of our property, which is a walking trail. Kind of has a hill. We have hilly property here in the part of Louisiana that we live in. When the kids were younger, we used to ride horses back here and four-wheelers. Now I try to walk my dog back here sometimes. It's a nice little area. It dips way down. And we just keep a perimeter around our property. You can kind of tell where the trails were. This wood's behind us. But today we're just picking up limbs. Gonna drive some more T-posts in the ground where the fence was damaged from our trees and our neighbors' trees. And then we have another big pine tree back here that fell over. It did miss the power line. We do have a power line that runs on the corner of the property and a drainage ditch right here. As you can tell, that's the power line. That was a huge pine tree that fell over. This is another tree that fell over. Little deer stand right here on the power line. And our property goes on up where it's cleared, and you can see where the power line is. And when we bought this property, it was 10 acres. It was barbed wire fenced in. It marked the landmark of the property, and it's put 6 inches on the inside of the property, which is nice. And we have existing fences on the inside, the perimeter for the animals, so I never really worried about the perimeter fence too much. But we planned on keeping it there. This is a huge pine tree that blew over. You see the root bed looks like a little swimming hole right there now. It was a really big tree. But all of our damage that was done, thank goodness, God blessed us and protected us. It was on parts of the property that we didn't use. You see these trees are huge back here on the corner. This is a little camp that my son and his friends built. The storm took its toll on it. We just kind of left it there because it was something he did when he was a young teenager. Or if he was even a teenager. He definitely had a plain and simple life. Got to be adventurous and explore. This is just for the drainage ditch for the property. Natural drainage ditch. It just keeps going around. Follows our fence row back here. So, today is a beautiful day. A good day to get out here and put some more fence posts in the ground. Fix our barbed wire fence. About slipped there. And that's just another old tree and stuff that's floated from our property down here. That used to be a target that they used to shoot bow and arrows at. And this here is a four-wheeler trail, or a horse riding trail, or a walking trail. We've used them for all kind of things. So we used to hide Easter eggs down it for the kids. We do a hike at night when we did our family bonfires. We did that for about 10 years in a row. Now I'm coming back up behind the little pond area. I've been extremely busy the last couple of days trying to get stuff done on the homestead. Now that it's getting a little warmer, it's a lot better on me. So I'm out here able to help a little more. Slowly getting back into doing some things. So that's about all there is right now. We've just been really busy on the homestead. I hope everybody else is doing good enjoying this spring-like weather and staying positive and motivating each other. And don't be distracted by all the stuff in the world. Be alert and be aware and pay attention and pray. That's all we really have that we can do. Don't lose hope. Don't lose your faith. God does not leave us. He does not forsake us. There's nothing new to him under the sun. And everything that's going on in the world has been going on in the world. It's just now coming to fruition. People are starting to get nervous, like, how could this be happening? Things just didn't happen overnight. It's a plan put into action. They have a deadline to meet. And that's all we're seeing. And it's already been written in the Bible. This is nothing new. So for my friends that are Christians, you shouldn't have any fear, because God is near us. And he is here to protect us. And just like myself, every night I pray for a hedge of protection around my property and around my family and around my friends. You can never go wrong with praying and asking God for his protection and his guidance. So just a few food for thought. Don't lose hope. Yes, it looks gloomy and gloomy, and the world is fast changing. But make the best of what you can on your homestead, on your property, wherever you live. Stay positive and stay alert. Everything is starting to bud and bloom. My garlic that I planted is already about 6 inches long. The onion doesn't seem to be doing quite as well. All my lemongrass is coming back. The ginger's coming back. Turmeric is coming back. Everything's just right on target. Spring is happening. Whether we think it's ever going to get here or not, it's coming. Always look around back here. Look for deer tracks. Usually there's just a bunch of raccoon tracks. My husband says I amaze him with all the knowledge that I have. I'm just always looking at weeds and herbs and animal tracks. I just find nature very relaxing, very interesting, and it's a wonderful thing that God created for all of us. So I just try to enjoy it and look around when I see the world and see the property and see wildlife. Just how amazing God's creation is, and how so many people don't even think, how did all this happen? How did all this get here? It's meant for us to enjoy. And I try to remember that as I look around at different things in nature. How awesome it is. How the Lord provides for us. Coming back up by the power line. Making my little rounds. Walking and thinking and praying. Don't always feel like taking a walk when it's freezing cold, but today it's nice. So I'm enjoying getting out. Getting some sunshine. Doing some laundry today. Husband's going to try to drop some T-posts in the ground, so we can pull barbed wire in the next couple of days. Always little things to do on the homestead. You just have to find the balance. Work on things when you can. And don't worry about the things that you can't get to. another pine right there that got cut up that fell over the power line whenever the storm came through. And they just cut it up and throwed it right there, which is great. We don't mind that kind of stuff at all because it makes a natural habitat for the animals. And this is a part of the property that we don't use. We use it for nature and for a natural hedge. So we do use it. I can't say we don't. We just don't use it like how some people would like to use it. And that's not their business. It's our property. That's why we live in the country. Don't live in no snot-nosed, bratty subdivision where people tell you what to do and how to do it, when to do it, and how high to cut the grass. We love it in the country. It's where we are. We have more freedom in the country. Whether city folks want to believe that or not. Guess it depends on what your definition of freedom is. But for us, we love it in the country. In our opinion, we think it's a lot safer and that you do actually have a lot more freedom. So, I guess that's about it for today. Gotta go get some clothes on the line and go see if I can help my husband a little bit. And y'all have a wonderful day. And thanks for joining me today on the Cozy Cottage Homestead.